the rest of the Patriot League women's lacrosse programs take the field this 2015 season, the Army Black Knights will be taking notes. Head coach Kristen Waagbo knows that West Point's debut 2015-16 year is just around the corner. With 23 recruits geared up to lead the first class in the history of the Division I program, there isn't any time to waste.
I think the two things we've really tried to impart with our first class has been, first and foremost, what a special opportunity it is. You know, when you graduate from West Point, you're going to come back, watch our team play, and be like, wow, I helped build that. And I think that's very unique. Not many female lacrosse players have the opportunity to start something and be part of establishing the precedent. That's very, very unique, and I think it really was appealing to a lot of the girls that we were able to recruit early on. Secondly, we've really tried to kind of have it ingrained in them how hard they're going to have to work. I mean, you're building a program, you have to anticipate that the classes underneath of you are going to be just as talented, more talented than you are. And so we want girls that are going to work and earn their spot every single year, knowing that the level of competition for us is only going to increase year after year. In our first class, they're just well-rounded athletes. A lot of them are multi-sport athletes. They're obviously smart, intelligent kids, and they're obviously driven to come to a place like West Point, and they're hardworking. So I think we have this kind of pool of intangibles, and I think the fun part for us as a staff is knowing that next year we get to specialize them. So to be honest, they could all be midfielders right now, but I think the fun part is that next year we'll be able to create them and specialize them into low attackers or low defenders or whatever it may be. I think that's the fun part, is we have just kind of the core of what you look for in an athlete: coachable, hardworking, fast, aggressive, and I think that then we can figure out our style of play depending on maybe our opponents, but also depending on kind of where people fall when they come in next year.
Women's lacrosse is the first Division I intercollegiate sport that Army has added since women's soccer back in 1986, a program that has since tallied over 300 victories. With Army's winning tradition across all of its sports platforms, Waagbo is committed to constructing a program that pays tribute to West Point's historical reputation for developing leaders both on and off the field.
The fact that we get to use lacrosse as kind of a medium to help build future leaders of our country is pretty awesome, and I think the greater picture and the greater mission at West Point is really what drives us. So I want to build a program that is going to really make West Point proud and stand for all the bigger ideals of West Point. Then when you look at the lacrosse side of things, we're all competitive, and you know, here at West Point we are very dedicated to establishing a winning culture within all of our programs, and I want to win. And I think that the biggest step is to become a top program within the Patriot League before we even, you know, can dream bigger about being a top 20 program nationally, especially considering how strong the Patriot League is now.
Along with the first class of recruits, the Black Knights will also welcome members of the women's lacrosse club team to try out for a spot on the Division I squad.
This has kind of been like a year-long tryout in essence, so I think at the end of this year we'll have a good idea of the young women that will be able to be a part of our Division I program, and that's for various reasons. We have a lot of great leaders on our team. We have a lot of great students. I think we've tried to run this year as similar as we could to a Division I year in order to help prepare the club players that will be with us for the next few years.
For the Patriot League Network, I'm Melanie Pulowski.